We're here at Unibet Ambassador Nicky Henderson's Seven Barrow Stables as we sort of approach the midway point of the National Hunt season. Nicky, it's not been a slow start for you. You've been running horses very sparingly, but those that have run have acquitted themselves quite well. So are you pleased with the way this season's gone so far?
Yeah, it just took a long time to get going because it took a long time to get some juice in the ground. You're having to be terribly choosy what you ran and where you went. It was quick, but it's good now. And we're on the grass and you can enjoy it, you know, and the horses enjoy it. So hopefully from here on, yeah, it's good. We've had plenty of winners. And not, you know, sometimes just quite not hitting the hitting the right place in the sort of really important races, but they've all run very well.
So a big sort of few weeks for you, the Christmas period, lots of good opportunities to pick up some decent prize money. Let's start off with the King George and your contenders in that race, of course, a big showpiece on Boxing Day. You last won it with Might Bite. You could have two contenders this year in the shape of Chantry House and Mr. Fisher. Let's talk about Chantry House first of all. Won a two-runner race at Sandown on his seasonal day, but I know that's a contest that you've used as a stepping stone to races like this before.
Yeah, he's in really good form. He's done everything we've asked him to do so far, and no, couldn't be happier, to be honest with you. It's going to be. He's proved himself over 3 miles now, twice in fairness, at Aintree and at Sandown, and I mean he's done everything very sweetly and professionally. He's got the pace to win on the Marsh Chase at Cheltenham last year. He only went 3 miles when he went to Aintree, so. We know he's got the pace for it, and he's in good form. And it looks very open, it looks very competitive, so it should be. But we've always said this is where we aim him, and let's hope we're right.
And you've said it is a very competitive race, and you can make a case for lots of them in it. But when Might Bite won, of course, he was pretty much favourite on the day, and you almost expected him to win. This horse, would it be fair to say he's sort of slipping slightly under the radar, albeit a little bit unfairly under the radar?
Well, I think it'd be unfair to be under the radar, but on the other hand, that there are those older horses that have been at this. He's the young novice coming in to join in with the older horses for the first time, and he's got to prove that he is he's proved that he's a Grade 1 horse, yes, but against that was against novices. Now it's. It's a different ballgame.
Mr. Fisher, the other horse in the race, we haven't seen him yet this season, but how's he in the lead up to Kempton?
Well, he's been very good. The trouble was he wasn't working very well, and we couldn't work out why. And it actually turned out he had a fibrillating heart. And as soon as we switched that back into sync, basically, he became a new horse again. But obviously it's made life rather difficult for us. No, we might just be a bit behind, but we'll see. We've got to make a decision near the time.
And he's got some, if he does take his chance, he's got some rock-solid form, as of course we saw when just getting narrowly touched off by Frodon at Sandown last back end.
Actually, I mean, again, he's one of those unlucky horses. He headed Frodon, and then he got sort of headed back. He didn't do anything wrong, I must admit. No, I mean, he's a top-class horse who must have good ground, though, so that is vital.
And what about the trip for him? Because if he does run again, that would be his first start.
It would be his first start over 3 miles. It might be a big ask, really.
But do you feel that this later on this season there could be more to come from him over the 3 miles?
I do, yeah. We've only started. The idea would have been to have started in the Peterborough and then come into the King George, but I couldn't get him ready for the. We were mending his heart at the time, which just meant 3 weeks off, which was boring, but at least explained why he wasn't working very well to start with.
Let's talk about your star hurdler, Epatante. She just almost sort of got a dead heated in the fighting fit, but no, she won, you could say. All roads lead to Kempton for her in the Christmas hurdle?
Very much so. She's been in great form. She did come on for Newcastle. And no, everything's gone right. She's in very good form.
And if you look at her, obviously you've got Honeysuckle, who is the star mare, and she's going to be incredibly hard to beat, sort of down this route this year. But do you feel you've done a lot of surgery with her, and you've got her sort of back? Do you feel you've got her back to her A game?
As near as we could get it, anyway. Yeah, I do. And you could tell with her jumping, she was very slick at Newcastle. She did look back to herself. I know she got beaten in this race last year, but I think things were going wrong then. Whereas at least I'd be pretty confident that so far coming into this, we're in good shape.
And as you said, this is a meeting where you like to send a lot of your young pretenders, so to speak. Is there anything else that you're looking forward to running of the novice hurdlers at Kempton over the Christmas period?
Well, we haven't sort of quite finalised what novice hurdlers might come into the fray there yet. There's quite a few of them. I mean, it's just there is a bit of juggling to be done, but there's a number that would be on the short list to come into the 2 mile novice hurdle there anyway.